Today's episode, we are going to break down all of the 7 biggest off-season questions. This is the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast. What is up, my dudes? This is Trent. I am joined by Jordan, Seth, and Phil. As always, Seth is in the back running the cams. If you want to check out, see how we look on YouTube, go to tffdudes on YouTube. Hit the sub button. Really helps us out there. Also, scroll to the bottom. Give us a 5-star rating review if you have not already. But before we get into all the biggest questions for this NFL offseason, Phil, how was your weekend? You doing okay, man?
I'm doing well. I forgot my headphones at home and had another event that I had to go to. So if I sound terrible on the audio, just let me know. But yeah, I'm doing well. Had a great weekend, actually. I can't remember a ton of what I did. I played mini golf.
Nice.
Took my family to play mini golf, which is a fun time. Man, mini golf is so fun.
What was your score?
Well, so I was playing with a bunch of little kids. So
Okay, you didn't keep score yourself? You should always keep score at least for yourself.
No, the problem is that I have a 2-year-old who will pick up my ball. You know what I'm saying? And I'm okay with that.
Or kick it.
Yes, It was mostly getting kicked. That's exactly it. So it was getting kicked towards the hole, which is fine. But yeah, I had a couple good shots, probably a couple like birdies, I guess you could say, on a couple par 3 courses. So, but mini golf, I don't want to say it's better than golf, but I don't think it gets enough shine as it could. Like, you could have a professional mini golf league.
Oh, I love mini golf.
Only people who suck at real golf say mini golf is more fun.
No, I don't agree with that.
I suck at real golf too. So,
but do you like mini golf?
Yeah, I love mini golf.
Oh no, but here's
Seth's trying to say something, Trent. That's the reason I don't have headphones, is because now I want to make sure everyone's.
There's got to be a professional mini golf league.
There's professional cornhole. There has to be professional mini golf.
Have you seen Holy
Don't
Moly?
disrespect cornhole
Yeah.
like that.
Have you seen Holy Moly?
Sorry, hold on. Which one do you think takes more skill? Let's
Cornhole.
go.
Cornhole, I think.
I think mini golf.
I would say mini golf 2-2.
Well, I think mini golf has a little bit too much of chance, right? Because if there's a professional mini golf, I'm sure they would add the obstacles, right?
That's really more like physics.
The U.S.
not
Pro
necessarily
Mini
luck.
Golf Association. That's a thing, I guess.
Well, here's the deal. Have you seen Holy Moly with Steph Curry? I actually like that show, Jordan.
Steph Curry.
No.
It's
Jordan.
pretty good.
It's
I
not
don't mind
LeBron, so he didn't watch it.
Yeah, no, but who's that? It's Rob Riggle is on there. He's a commentator. It's actually not a bad show. It's pretty good.
What is it called?
Holy Moly. It's all about, it's a TV show and they do mini golf. And it's like extreme mini golf courses. It's pretty good. You'd like it, Phil.
Yeah,
it's on Hulu.
Okay. Yeah, I need to check that out.
Check it out.
And they do at Barstool. I know they have like mini golf tournaments, but to have like a legit mini golf, I would say, here's how I would say, in sports that are not actually sports, mini golf would be the number 1 best. Cornhole would be number 2. Darts would be number 3. And then bowling would be number 4. And then shuffleboard would be number 5.
See, Phil wants to have a sports draft of sports that aren't sports, is what he said, Jordan. So he's leading into that.
That's a good list, though, don't you think? Don't you think that's a good list?
It's all right.
It's a good list. I don't know if it's perfect, but I don't want to spend a bunch of time making it perfect.
I'm far from perfect, just for what it's worth.
We know.
And I think you're farther than I am, just for what it's worth.
Jordan, you have a good weekend. Basketball team still rolling?
Yeah, basketball team's still rolling. We went on the road with 11 seed. Went on the road and beat the 6 seed. Went back on the road and beat the 3 seed.
Road Warriors.
Yeah, road dog.
Road dog.
Yeah.
So we're going back on the road
To the same city.
Same city, about an hour and a half.
The armpit of California.
Yep.
That's right.
Hour and a half drive again on Wednesday. Go take another school from Bakersfield.
Oh,
so
man, Bakersfield.
Take a championship.
we got the 2 seed. So we got to get the 2 seed. If we win there, we're on to the finals at Selland Arena. So
Nice,
Oh, really?
nice. Yeah.
yeah, so we're in semifinals.
What
this
division
Wednesday.
is this again? Sorry, I'm
Division 3.
Division 3, but you're playing Bakersfield
Yeah.
schools.
These
Yeah.
are all questions you should know, I feel like. Or like
Yeah.
if you paid attention to the group text at all, I feel like you would know this.
Yeah, oftentimes I'll come in like an hour or so. Seth never engages for what it's
Yeah,
worth.
Seth-
I'm
that
only
is
second.
true.
I'm second to Seth.
Seth,
I think it
tell
goes
the
Seth,
truth.
then me.
Do you have that group on mute?
What? Our group?
Our group text, the one we're talking about right now.
I have it on mute right now.
There's so much good stuff that
No,
goes on
sometimes
in
you
there.
guys just talk about dumb stuff, and I'm like, I don't need to
No.
engage.
Point at the people who do the dumbest stuff.
It's you and Trent.
He's. I was gonna say he's.
Bottom line, there are people listening to this that would give something up, probably
Yeah.
on their body to be in that group text. There are people who would love to be in that group text, and you're just taking it for granted with it muted.
You should put that as a poll. Who would give up this
What would you give up? What body part would you give up?
I'm already in the group chat, so I don't have to answer that question.
What body part would you give up to get out of the group chat, Seth?
I like being in the group chat. I just
Get
don't
it
want
off
to look
mute.
at it.
Muted,
Then get
though,
off
muted.
mute.
I don't want to look at it all the time. And like when you feel the buzzing 30 times, it gets pretty annoying.
Yeah.
Especially if it's nothing to do like with you, the conversation. It's like I don't.
Well, here's the deal. If you're in it, that means it's probably about you.
We want you to know.
We
Seth.
want your opinion. Something you've never
Just
had.
keep going.
No
Let
one
me-
has ever told you that they want your opinion before.
The thing is that I know he does look at it periodically though, because he'll be like, "Hey, we're doing the pod early," and he doesn't show up late. You know,
Like
what
I'm so
saying?
glad Trent sent a picture of him pushing 2 kids on a swing today.
Yes.
Like, that's totally important tonight.
that was pod related. Last week, I threw my shoulder out pushing 2 kids on a swing. And you know what? Most people would have quit, but what I got back in the saddle and pushed 2 kids on
Well,
the
in
swing.
the words of Jordan, you're an idiot.
I second that, or third, since Jordan said it first.
You know, anyone else in this room, if they got injured doing something, Phil hasn't played football since he rolled his ankle.
And crawled up.
Here I
That's
am.
factual.
I cramp up at 2 a.m. and what am I? Not even 7 days later, I'm out there pushing 2 kids again.
Yeah.
Both hands.
You're a real warrior, Trent. Real warrior
Thank
over
you.
there.
Let's clap it up. What a tough guy.
I don't know if I can clap for that.
Standing O.
Need to put an applause button here on this thing.
And you
Well,
also have cough drops at the corner of the thing. Like, that's probably in the camera.
It's not.
It's not.
It's
All
not.
right, all right.
Yeah,
I'll
I
forgive you.
have. We did a sick draft. I have been battling being sick all week. I took NyQuil last night.
And you feel a little better.
No, I got to the point of like death, where I was like,
No return.
Wait, did you take the liquid NyQuil?
I took liquid NyQuil.
Wow.
I took it right
Did it
after-
work?
I woke up at 2 a.m. I don't know how that's even possible.
DoorDash was at the door.
With some weeks. Phil, that doesn't even
That
make
might be the
sense.
funniest thing you've said in a long time.
Bottom line, I took NyQuil, woke up at 2 a.m. It did not work, and I had to go through all that pain and suffering for no reason at all to still wake up feeling like dog. I just have a sore throat. Why would you throw DoorDash won't even sponsor us? Like,
I don't know why. It's so good.
Better after that.
Shut the pod down now.
All right,
He's like, why did you wake up?
we should get into some NFL talk. Probably we got some stuff here. So, all right. Well, today's off-season episodes are brought to you by Manscaped. Manscaped, the modern man is a man who takes care of himself. Manscaping isn't just for life's special occasions. It's a requirement. For optimal health, superior hygiene, and healthy self-esteem, you now have the right tools for a safe and precise grooming. Right now, I'm looking at the beard hedger, Phil. You got a little bit,
I need to trim it up.
Yeah. So they got a premium beard sculpting machine with enough power and precision to craft your style in a single swipe. It's titanium-coated stainless steel T-blade, 20 different lengths, selected with zoom level, 60-minute runtime, L-I--ION. How would you say that?
L-I-O-N.
L-I-ION. So it's like lion with 2 eyes, but a dash between the 2 eyes. Leon battery.
Yeah.
Oh, it's lithium ion.
Yeah,
battery.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so it's just abbreviated. 3-level LED charge indicator, waterproof, includes AC adapter, USB-C cable, length setting comb, and travel bag. It is the official beard trimmer of the dudes and also the UFC.
Yeah, that's and you know what? And the thing about the Manscaped is like sometimes you'll have a friend or something who will like shave off their beard, and you're just like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? And it's probably because they didn't have the proper tools.
Exactly. Yeah, mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made. You can't go back when you're trimming your facial hair. You can't go back.
Yeah,
and that's
once
the thing.
it's gone, it's gone.
Once
Phil.
it's gone, it's gone. If you're using Manscaped, that is not it's really not an option that you're going to run into a situation
No,
like that.
no,
You know what
no.
I'm saying?
No.
Save yourself is
Yeah.
basically what I'm saying, and use Manscaped.
Yeah, protect yourself before you wreck yourself, Phil.
Correct.
And we also got a weed whacker right here, electric nose hair trimmer, revolutionary electric ear and nose trimmer, skin safe technology, 9,000 RPM motor, 360 rotary dual blade system. If this interests you, go to manscaped.com, enter promo code DUDES20 for 20% off your whole order. They also got some nice boxers like we have said in the past, but go ahead and go to manscaped.com, check those out. tffdudes20 for 20% off. And with that, guys, now that we've got all the, hairy business out of the way, let's get into some NFL news. Phil, you wanted to recap the XFL today. There was something you wanted to talk about. I saw there was a big, I know it's not NFL related, but the team was down. San Antonio was up, I believe, 15-3 and lost
the San
again.
Antonio Brahmas.
They were up 12.
They're up 12. But it's kind of cool, Phil. Like, you can score, then you can go for 3, which they put you back farther, right?
Yeah.
And then
Is it the 2?
So you can either go for 1, 2, or 3. So
you're at the 3-yard line, or do you know?
No,
So-
it's like from like the 10.
So the one, I actually watched a good amount of XFL this weekend. The 1-pointer is at the 1, the 2-pointers from the 5, and I think the 3-pointer is from the 10.
Okay.
And then they did the onside, which you have to do to play. You have to convert on a 4th and 15.
No. So you can do a regular onside kick too.
Oh, you can?
So
I like that option.
So you have 2 options to get the ball back after you score. You can do an onside kick, or you can do a 4th and 15 from I think the 25 or the 20 or something like that.
And then you have to drive down after.
Yeah. Then so that team, who were they playing? They were playing the
San Antonio Brahmas.
St. Louis and San Antonio.
St. Louis, the Battlehawks. They scored, got the 9 points. They got the touchdown, hit the 3-point conversion. So for 9 points, then got the 4th and 15. Then went down and scored another touchdown. They scored like 15 points like the last minute of the game.
That's crazy. That's
really
awesome.
cool, actually.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
There's some interesting names, I think, in the XFL. I wish they would have done a little bit cooler mascots.
Yeah.
San Antonio Brahmas, it's a chicken.
I thought that was a cow.
You thought it was a bull, right?
Yeah, it's a
I'm
chicken.
pretty sure it's a chicken.
Are you sure?
Look it up.
I
Look
have
it
to
up.
Look this up.
Are you sure it's not the battle hawk is the chicken?
No, the Brahma is a chicken. There's obviously the cow, right?
I don't know. I'm
the
looking,
Brahma
I'm
bull,
looking at this picture, and it does not look like a chicken.
Brahma XFL. Let's look it up.
I'm
The
looking
last
at it
time
right
I
now.
saw it, it looked like
It's yellow, but I would say it's an ugly, it's an ugly bull. Like, it's not a good cow. But
yeah.
I'm not getting any chicken resemblance from that.
You might be right. I thought it was a chicken. Because it's owned by Redbird Capital Partners. I thought bird to bird relation there. It's not. It does look like it's the Brahma bull.
Type of bull that's been bred in the United States since 1885.
So it's not a chicken.
No, but there is also a Brahma chicken, just for what it's worth.
Okay.
That's what I was wondering.
Okay, no worries. But no, I like, Jordan, that they let you choose whether you want to go 4th and 15 or the onside kick. I think it's a cool option. And then I heard the replay was pretty good. Like the instant, the review. Like the ref actually tells you what he's seeing.
Yeah, the ref talks about it while they're doing it. Yeah, it's Dean Blandino.
I think the 4th and 15 might be easier than the onside.
Well, especially with the new onside rules, how you can't get a running start and all that stuff.
I don't know what the rules are. Is that what it is in?
Well,
XFL?
in the NFL.
So I know the XFL rules. They're trying to promote returns. I know that.
Okay. I think that's an exciting play they should promote.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I did not get to watch any of it. I saw some highlights and stuff though, but it's kind of cool seeing AJ McCarron out there.
He's horrible. He was so bad until that last minute of the game.
Really.
Is he on
The quarterback plays so bad.
St. Louis, or is he in
Why is
St.
he-
Louis?
How old is he now?
He's made a decent living just
Yeah.
being a backup in the NFL.
I mean,
he play with
Is he just doing it kind of for fun?
I think
probably?
so.
Well, they make like $60,000 over the whole course of a season. So I mean, that's not nothing.
And it's like what, 7
and his
games?
wife also probably makes a ton of money doing social media stuff for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Oh, probably because they probably paid her to do stuff, right?
Yeah, they pay her to. She's like an influencer.
Yeah.
for XFL.
No, like on Instagram. I'm talking about for just in general. Like, so they don't need the money. I don't think is what it's like a.
He's just doing it kind of for fun.
Yeah. But like the quarterback play in the XFL is so bad, and that's the biggest thing. Like Trent's boy Ben DiNucci was played quarterback
Yes.
tonight. Who was good? There are a couple guys that were not
Luis
bad.
Perez, he started
Yeah.
in the AFL,
Yeah,
the USFL, the XFL, now this XFL.
Is
plays for
DiNucci at
Vegas.
Seattle? Like the Seattle Sea Dragons or whatever?
Yes, yeah. But it's just like that's the biggest problem. Like there's good enough. Like Josh Gordon was played tonight. Like there's decent athletes. The problem is that the quarterback plays. I mean, there's not enough good quarterback play in the NFL. How is there going to be good quarterback play in the XFL? So
You would think that maybe like some of their secondary wouldn't be as good, so maybe they'd be able to complete some of those passes. But
yeah.
it's just,
Well, then the O line's not good.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
so. It's
That's
just.
true.
I think defense and like the skill position guys are like where the best talent is. especially skill positions like receivers and running backs.
Yeah. You
But-
think there's still decent talent there?
Yeah, I mean, we got Josh Gordon's playing. Some of the other guys, like Kalen Balaj, is a running back. I don't know if you remember Kalen
Okay,
Balaj.
yeah, I remember Kalen Balaj.
Yeah. Abram Smith was like the first overall pick. He was a really good running back for Baylor a couple years ago. So like I don't know. There's more talent, it feels like. Max Borghi. You guys remember Max Borghi? Washington State running back.
Yes, I remember him now. Yeah.
Yeah. He played yesterday, so
So AJ McCarron is 32 years old.
wow.
So he's kind of he came to the NFL in 2014 and he was on the Bengals. So he was in the league for quite a while.
Yeah, he had a decent career.
7 years.
But yeah, so XFL, that was kind of one I wasn't.
Oh,
really-
sorry. He stopped in 2021. My bad.
Aaron Rodgers,
years.
his darkness retreats finally start. I think it's over now. He said 4 days of pure darkness. We have not talked about this yet.
I want to hear what that's like.
Yeah,
for
I think
him.
I guess he came out and saw his shadow, so that means it will be in early spring.
Was that stupid? Was
That's
it the weekend of the Super Bowl? I kind of thought that
Right
was
after the Super Bowl, he went in.
right after he went in. Okay.
Yeah, I believe he's.
I
out
can't
now,
wait
but-
for him to like do some pod or talk.
Well, he
about
should
it.
be on the McAfee show here pretty soon, right?
On Tuesday, right?
I
Yeah.
really want to know like what it's gonna be.
I would have a lot of anxiety, right? Like, just does he eat during those days?
Yeah, he could.
Yeah, he has 2 slots for people to slide food in. It's weird.
He gets like some light from those people, or they probably
I'm
shut the lights
curious
out,
how
too.
much he slept during that time.
I don't know. I think it makes you trip.
Yeah, no.
Your brain definitely goes into a weird place if you have like over whatever how many hours 24 times 4 is. Like that is a weird amount of darkness.
96 for what it's worth.
96. There you go. There's the math. That is a ton of darkness. So your brain probably starts tripping.
Yeah.
After a while.
You forget when it's night and day, guaranteed. So you're not really sure when you're sleeping, like unless he has a watch in there.
Well, no, I heard he doesn't have a phone.
So yeah, that's
There's nothing. I mean,
that would.
The only time he knows the time is maybe when they bring him food.
It's
Yeah.
That's
says-
when he'll know the time.
do you not think you could do it, Seth?
I could.
I definitely could not do that.
I would
Really?
maybe try it and see what it's like. And if I start getting freaked out, I'd be like, get me out of here.
I don't.
I would get
Trey, you think you could do
claustrophobic.
it?
No, I would hate it. I would absolutely. I don't like I go to bed. If I go to bed at like midnight, or if I go to bed like, I just usually wake up at 6 a.m. like, and I'm just ready to go. You know what I mean? Like 6:30, 7 at the latest. Like I can't. I never been one of those guys that can sleep into like 10 a.m.
Do you think you have? Yeah. I mean, what do you do? Like, I guess I'm trying to think. Like, what do you do there? You just sit there and.
He literally sit there and you just think.
Yeah, what it says, Jordan, a darkness retreat is total isolation experience, often in secluded locations where you are in complete darkness for a select number of days. Rodgers will spend 4 days in one room house of an unannounced location.
How long do you think you could do it? Could you do 24 hours? Could you do 1 day?
Oh, for sure.
Pure darkness, I think I'd go crazy.
I can do 24 hours.
but it's
can
you
do
can't
it
have
for
you
hours.
can't have
If you sleep-
music. You can't have
Nothing.
anything.
No-
if you
nothing.
sleep for 12 of those 24 hours, I think you're okay.
That's what I was wondering. How much he's sleeping?
I would not. I wouldn't be able to do it.
I would do it for 24.
I would be able to if it was like, hey, go without technology for that long. Totally fine. There's a bunch of different things, but I don't like the darkness like at all.
You can do 48 hours, Seth?
I don't know about 48.
How long do you think you could do, Jordan?
I think somewhere would be like 36 to 48 hours. I think I could do.
There's no sports in there that you know
Yeah,
that,
I
right?
know.
I'm reading it right here. Darkness retreat. Okay, yeah, darkness retreats date back to centuries, to monks and lamas in the Tibet, to the ancient Egyptians, whatever.
In Tibet.
Okay. There's just a toilet in the middle of the room and a bathtub. Rogers said food will be delivered to him through a slot in the door once a day. He also has implied his experience could be filmed. It could be filmed. He possibly filmed this.
So also, if you're gonna
that's
if
gonna
you're
be
gonna be by
legendary.
yourself for 4 hours, why do you need a bathtub? Like, why do you need anything?
For kicks.
Kill time.
Kill time.
How do you want to take
That's
it
a
down?
good point.
true.
Like, kill time. Like,
And then how do you find the bathroom in the middle of the room? You know what I'm
kick
saying?
it.
I think you adjust. You adjust. So
I'm sure your eyes, yeah.
They
you
definitely adjust.
Yeah.
No, that's just not for me.
You turn nocturnal.
I bet he does a lot of push-ups, a lot of sit-up. Probably tries to get decent air
Just
squats,
imagine trying to like run 40s in a pitch dark room with a toilet in the middle.
it says People typically enter dark retreats at night or sunset. They come out at sunrise to reintegrate their vision, something that can take around 8 to 10 hours.
Well, I'm
mean,
sure
that makes sense.
I'm sure there's an acclimation thing. I'm sure he's
Yeah.
like doing it pretty professionally. Like we'll have like a doctor or something involved, right?
Yeah.
Rodgers claims he knows someone who has done a 30-day darkness retreat.
That guy has to go insane. After 30 days?
That
Who
guy,
are these
name
people?
him.
That
Name
guy
him,
probably
Aaron.
takes
Like
an
if-
absurd amount of mushrooms.
Who
too,
are yeah?
so
Who,
it's like,
Name him, Aaron. Name him.
Phil, who are these guys that just kind of like, hey, for 30 days, I'm just going to darkness?
People who
one
don't have families.
Yeah, and you got to have tons of money, right? That you can just like, hey, going on my
or
going
you
on my
have no
month-long
money and
darkness
you just do
retreat.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's true.
I would imagine it's probably someone who's wealthy.
Probably so.
30 days, wow.
But anyways, maybe he comes out, says he doesn't want to stay in Green Bay. Maybe he wants to.
Maybe he doesn't want to
Green
play
Bay.
football at all ever
Yeah.
again.
He has a no trade clause, or he has no trade clause, so they could trade him to whoever.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have a no trade clause. Would be
Yeah,
the way you-
yeah. I thought I fixed it after the second time I said it. He has no trade clause.
He just doesn't have a trade clause.
Yeah.
He doesn't-
His contract doesn't include a trade clause.
So
I just want to point out that Trent has the note. He's getting ready to be a Jet or Raider, but he spelled Jet with 2 T's. For what
you
it's
know
worth.
the problem with that is my cousin's name is
no,
Jet.
that's not an excuse. Trent.
I actually,
It's
no,
plain
it's-
English.
I
Jet.
know, but
Do you
that's
look at
how-
the word after you type it?
I text my cousin Jet more than I type in the word Jets. That's my problem.
That's a good point.
I will
So
give you that
I will
one.
say I do know it. I do know his name is
Now,
spelled wrong.
Raiders
You don't
being
have to
spelled
remind him
wrong?
one.
Raiders being spelled wrong.
I just
don't
put Raider.
know. I'm joking.
These are just brief notes, guys. Like, I think we're being too hard on our friend Trent. Yeah, right.
DoorDash would bar. You see, Derek Carr met with the Jets today. He was with Hackett and all those guys. And what's your guy's name there? He got caught taking a picture laughing somewhere in some New York restaurant. But I think that could be an interesting spot.
I for what it's worth, I don't think anybody.
Cares about Derek
No,
Carr.
no, no.
Oh.
I don't think any quarterback moves are going to happen until Aaron Rodgers. I think he's the first domino.
He has to be the first domino. Yeah.
So, what quarterbacks are not playing next year? Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan,
What do you
Andy
mean not
Dalton,
playing? Like
not in the league. No, they may be in the league, but they're like we talked about them this year. I think we thought Matt Ryan was going to be decent in Indianapolis, didn't we? We thought Carson Wentz might be okay in Washington, but like guarantee, I mean, we're probably talking about him way too much in this 2-minute segment. Do you know what I'm saying? Like we definitely won't be talking about those guys. And Derek Carr could potentially be that next year if he doesn't find a good landing spot and make some big things happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's going to have to. Yeah. And you're right. Like, no one's going to sign Derek Carr when they can potentially get Aaron Rodgers.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you can't talk to Aaron Rodgers if he's. I also don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to play in Green Bay or the Raiders, and I think that's it.
Do you think the same people are in the same business? If you're in the Aaron Rodgers business, you're also in the Derek Carr business?
I think so. Because like the Jets went what, like 500? Like they were just a
They
competent.
started out really
They have a
hot.
pretty good
They were
defense.
a competent quarterback away from making a run with that
Yeah.
defense.
Yep.
Mike White not injured, but that was a joke, by the way.
It wasn't funny.
They are, I don't know. I don't know what they do there, but so are the Colts, though, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think the
Yeah, to a
Jets are
degree.
closer.
I think Jets are closer.
You like the Colts' new coach, Jordan? Interesting hire, right?
Who they hired? They hired
Is it the Eagles OC, right?
Yeah, I like it.
He's had experience with a lot of different quarterbacks,
The
right?
Colts also just feel like they hire old Eagles coaches, but I mean, wasn't Frank Reich an Eagles coach?
But no, you look at it too, and it's like he's coached Phillip Rivers, Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts. You know, it's all pretty different type of quarterbacks. So maybe he can get something going there. But yeah, you're right, Jordan, when you say that we got to wait for the Rodgers domino to fall first, and then guys. But it's also, I kind of think I'm in the spot where like the guy's going on darkness retreats. You know, he's always up in the air, but I guess you just want a 1-year thing, see what you can do. It's probably worth it with that kind of talent to go after Rodgers.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't see Rodgers going to the Colts, but I could see.
No, I think Trent's right. I think it's Raiders or I think it's retiring or Raiders is what I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you could easily see Derek Carr going to the Colts, couldn't you?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if the same teams are in the same business as both those guys. That's basically what I'm saying.
I got you. Yeah.
I could see Carr going to the Saints just because that's the GM that drafted him.
Yeah, that would make sense too.
That would make sense.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
So, yeah, and we'll do Lamar Jackson. That's also another weird one where we're at right now. I know they just got a new OC, and it was the Georgia offensive coordinator. Correct? Is that correct, Jordan? Does that sound right? I know the guy was at Georgia, and he has a lot of experience with different kind of quarterbacks and stuff. Also, he's done a lot of pro style. He's done a lot of passing. He was in Tampa Bay. I can't think of the guy's name right now. But I think
In Baltimore, or where did you?
in Baltimore.
Okay.
It's just kind of weird with like the Browns got 3 first rounds for Deshaun Watson. Like if Lamar doesn't want to re-sign Baltimore,
Oh,
like,
they
what's it gonna
hired
take?
Todd Monken.
Yeah,
Interesting.
and he's kind of an interesting coach, right?
Yeah. Trying to think about where he coached before Georgia.
Coached at the Browns. He's coached at the Bucks. He's kind of coached. He's been around a long time.
Yeah. Apparently, it says that Lamar Jackson had lack of say. Like he didn't give any. He wasn't involved in that hire at all. Interesting.
Yeah. I just don't know if they know exactly what they're. And this is another one that you might want to wait and see if you can trade something for Lamar also. You know, there's only a handful of teams I think that can afford him.
Handful of teams that could afford him, but also like, do you want to touch that situation? He was banged up most of this year, banged up towards the end of last year. I know you have it listed in the notes, the different guys who got a variety of different first round
like the
picks.
Rams got 2 first round draft picks for Stafford.
And then Deshaun had 3 first round picks.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson got 3 first.
I mean, the
round
Browns
picks.
also like crazily overpaid for Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, correct. But I'm just saying, like, I like Lamar. He's awesome. He's an awesome fantasy QB. But like, as a GM, are you going to want to touch that given his injuries recently?
I think he's worth two first round picks.
Yeah. I don't.
He's still awesome, but it's
Because again, like quarterbacks aren't good in the NFL, and there's no guarantee that what you draft is better than Lamar Jackson.
Raiders should go after Lamar. They should trade 2 first rounds, maybe 3.
That'd be kinda
because
cool.
you know that the Raiders are going to blow those first round draft picks anyways.
You think that that Lamar and Devontae fit? I don't know.
I don't know if they do either. Well, there's a lot of talk even about Devontae maybe potentially being a trade candidate also. If the
Not
Raiders,
if they get Rodgers.
if they don't get Rodgers, it's going to be, you might just need to build for the future. But this
and
is
how
all
awkward is that
speculation.
situation if Aaron comes in, he's like, all right, well, you left me, and now we're back together. Like, it's just, I don't know, that's a weird one.
It's probably not awkward at all for those guys.
Well, I
It's
saw
not
that,
awkward, but it's just weird that he left Rodgers to go play with Carr, and then Rodgers comes to where he's at.
The crazy thing that people aren't talking about enough is Devontae had like his second best statistical season ever this year. Like, even though the Raiders
Like
didn't do good,
we all on this pod said he would.
yeah,
but
no, I know, but like everyone's just talking about the dumpster fire the Raiders were, but like Devontae had a solid season, and I've seen a lot of weird comps on a lot of comparisons between Stafford and Carr. Both led their franchises in passing yards, stats, touchdowns. Both had never won a playoff game, and that's just the comp they're putting out there right now. There's a lot of clickbait type stuff out there. I'm not saying I think Carr's going to go win the Super Bowl for the Jets or anything, but those are out there. Stafford had never had a playoff win until he got traded. All right. I'm excited for the free agency and all this stuff. I know that at Offseason Pod, we just are touching on some stories here, but what do you think about like Justin Fields, Jordan? You think the Bears trade him?
I don't really understand I don't get the whole Justin Fields getting traded thing. Like why would they want to trade him? Am I missing something?
A lot
what
of people
am I
are
missing?
saying if they can trade him to get like Bryce Young.
But like, why would anyone? I don't know. Like, so the Texans would like trade their number 1
Yeah, I
pick
don't know.
for Justin Fields? Like, I don't get it. Like, I guess I'm just missing something here.
No, I know. I'm seeing a lot of that too, though. I just wasn't sure if you've been following that as much either, though. But that seems like a weird one. Like they're saying if Bryce Young's available, they take him.
Not that he would be, but yeah, I have seen that.
Or even other quarterbacks.
I've seen that.
A lot
too.
of guys are pretty much penciling in Levis. Is it Levis?
So
He's going to
there's
the Colts.
okay.
And then Bryce to the Texans.
Yeah, I just assumed Bryce was going to the Texans. CJ Stroud would go where? So people they're saying, see, I haven't, I'll be honest, I haven't been up on the trade stuff, right? Or the mock drafts.
I think half are saying Levis will go before Stroud, and the others are saying.
Yeah, I'm just not a Levis guy. I don't see the Levis thing, but
Just to have more annoying comps for you. A lot of people are comparing him to like Josh Allen.
yeah, I know, I don't get it. There's only one reason why they're comparing him and Josh Allen to each other, and I don't know if we're allowed to say it on the pod. So I'm being serious. Like,
Does he not have the arm strength and stuff? I don't know. I didn't. I'll be honest. I didn't watch a lot of Kentucky football this year.
The only reason they're being compared is because of the reason you think it is.
Okay, so he doesn't have like a good arm either.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't. I'm not
it's
educated.
because he looks like Josh Allen. They're comparing him to Josh Allen, like
Okay.
like a white quarterback that can run, like Josh Allen. That's what it's just. I think his arm is. I guess his arm's strong. He just doesn't impress you when you watch him play. But I don't know how impressive Josh Allen really was at Wyoming either.
And
So
I don't think Levis got hurt as much as Josh Allen did.
yeah,
I'm
I'm just looking at this Justin Fields stuff. I don't really get it. I thought Fields played pretty well all year long.
So did I.
I also don't think why it makes sense for other teams to trade for Justin Fields. It doesn't. Why would the Texans have no incentive to trade for Justin Fields and they can just take Bryce Young?
Maybe just because it's maybe one in the hand's better than something.
Bryce Young's a stud though.
Yeah. So
I don't see how Bryce Young fails as an NFL quarterback.
all right, just kind of moving on here. Some wide receivers that are on a contract here. We got DeAndre Hopkins, Mike Evans, Brandon Cooks. Maybe some interesting trades if those teams need to get a little bit something else or just kind of punt to the future.
I could see Hopkins getting traded.
So could I, and they've already talked about that. And the Cardinals have the new coach. He might just not want to be there with Kyler Murray. He might be done. JJ Watt's gone.
And I think you could probably trade like a second round pick for Hopkins.
I would think so. I don't know, like teams that might do it.
I think there's a lot of teams that would do it.
Yeah.
The Chiefs might be one of them.
Chiefs.
That'd be wild.
Chiefs need to get a receiver.
Well, somebody's going to do it. That's just been the way. Wide receivers have been playing good. Once they get traded, it seems like it works out a little bit better in the NFL lately.
Yeah, Mike Evans. I think Mike Evans would take a first to get Mike Evans.
Really?
I think so.
You think Evans is better than Hopkins right now?
I think his value's higher. He's a little, and then
He's a little younger.
is he younger? That's what I was gonna wonder.
I believe so.
And then Brandon Cooks. I don't know what you can get for Brandon Cooks. Maybe a third and a fourth, or
Yeah, because even when he's been on those other teams, he's just you can tell like he's only a number one because he's in Houston.
Yeah.
like you're not trading for that guy to be a
No.
number one on your team. So I don't know. These are just, and also looking at these guys, kind of interesting, like dynasty wise, to maybe trade for him if you got a dynasty league. Maybe you can get a guy in the cheap like Cooks or something.
who do you like best out in the dynasty of those three?
Well, I love Hopkins and Evans for dynasty, but you might be able to trade somebody like a third round pick or something cheap for Brandon Cooks, and he could be in a totally different situation this year. He's said he's not happy there, and like you're not getting a number one, but that'd be really solid for your fantasy lineup to put Brandon Cooks in there for like a third round draft pick or something, or some kind of running back or whatever. Like I feel like you could trade for Brandon Cooks in dynasty football and get him for cheap right now.
Can we go back to Ravens? Sorry,
Yeah, go right ahead.
The one thing I actually saw some other guys suggest this, and this could be kind of interesting. What if they did a Fields Lamar trade?
I kind of was
That
thinking
makes
that in
sense.
my-
Like-
Fields Lamar trade. I doubt that the Ravens will give up a first round, but if they get Lamar in Chicago and can get him a really solid wide receiver, they have the first round pick. They get Lamar. They get a solid, really, really good first round pick. Like that could put Chicago in a really good spot.
Okay, that trade makes more sense. That trade makes sense.
Yeah.
for
And they could almost do it straight up.
Yeah. That trade makes way more sense.
Yeah.
If you're going to trade Fields, it'd be
You still have Huntley likely backing him up just in case.
gosh, you love Huntley.
I still love Huntley. Yeah, he's hey, he made the Pro Bowl, dude. You're talking about Pro Bowl. You're talking about Pro Bowl Huntley. Yeah, I don't. Could that happen?
Maybe. That kind of went into the back of my mind for a little bit, but I didn't want to say it. But
Not many people are saying that.
yeah. But even like Todd Monken, he just came from Georgia, right? They had 3 tight ends that they used all the time. You go to Baltimore, they got Likely, they got Andrews. So he kind of has some tight end experience, like maybe to get those plays to get those guys more involved. But yeah, Justin Fields to the Ravens does make sense to me, where they could actually.
I mean, and then you don't have to worry about a quarterback in Chicago with that first pick. You can
Yeah.
go after a skilled position. I mean, you're probably not going after a running back. You're
They got
probably
the
going after a
I
wide
think they got
receiver,
the cap
right?
space there, right?
I think so.
Plant your flag right now, Lamar to Chicago, Phil.
Lamar to Chicago, and they're picking up a skilled position player for first pick. How many
I don't
picks
know
do they
if
have?
there's any- I don't know if there's any receiver that's worth picking right there.
So what do you think they go then?
Trade or they trade.
Trade or
Bajan.
oh, that would be insane. What?
You
don't
can't
think
take
you can
take Bajan number 1 overall. You aren't taking a running back.
No,
number one
but given
overall in the
the
NFL.
they probably trade, sure. But like, what would they? Yeah, you're right. That would really excite me though. 'Cause he's a man. They have Montgomery there too, so it's like,
Yeah. Sean Payton and Russell Wilson, Phil. I put this in here for you. Just some more news.
We also have some other Denver news potentially. Rex Ryan is potentially going to be
Potentially
I think
DC
he
there.
interviewed as the DC for Denver. It'd be fun. I like Rex on Hard Knocks. He was a very pretty funny guy. He has a tattoo of
Mark Sanchez.
Mark Sanchez's jersey. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I guess Sean Payton said none of his Russell Wilson's staff is going to be in the building while he's coaching. I can't believe they let him have staff in there anyways, letting guys come through and all the
I can't believe Russell Wilson has guys working for him.
who's
In the
on
facility.
What
What do
is
they
that?
do?
That's what I was wondering. Is it
Is it his personal trainer? Maybe.
Yeah, I mean Brady has had his personal trainer, the TB12 guy. Who knows? I mean Russell Wilson, he might have a guy who's I don't know, lighting up incense in the locker room. You never know. He's a weird dude. Who knows? But I wouldn't let them in.
But the thing is, they said staff. They didn't staff
Yeah.
makes me think it's at least 3 or 4 people.
that's what I think.
and that's weird to me. I don't know.
His
Are these
DoorDash
guys tying
pickup
his
guy.
cleats for him? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he has a massage therapist that he has constantly in there.
it's
I wouldn't be surprised if he had a mental coach.
I could see-
Probably does.
You know what I'm saying?
Spiritual coach.
probably
Yeah.
a diet nutritionist or something.
Yeah.
This is I think this is kind of a 1-year shot. If it doesn't work, I believe Russ is gone, not Sean Payton. They just gave up a lot for
I
him.
agree.
I would say that's
So maybe this is kind of Russ's last chance. It's kind of, I don't know, when you put guys' backs against the wall, I get a little excited for him, and maybe that's wrong. But I'm also in the point with Russell Wilson. I'm hey, if you can get him for cheap in a dynasty league, maybe he's worth the shot right now. Super flex, not single. If you need a super
Why?
flex. I just said I like guys whose backs are against the wall. They just kicked out all his staff. It's going to be more to the gritty Russ.
You think that's going to help him?
I would think when he's not making all the calls. You know what I'm saying? They're taking the kid gloves off of him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying go draft Russ. I'm saying
What kid?
I don't think he's running the whole organization anymore. I don't think they're going to bow down to him like they have. It's you were terrible. We're kicking your staff out. We're going to play I don't know. I'm just saying if you can get a guy to give him to you in a super flex for a 3rd round or something, there's not super flex. I think go for it. Something cheap. I don't think he should be on a is he a free agent in our
You
dynasty
think
league?
in a 10-man dynasty league
Super
that
flex.
he is a top 20 fantasy quarterback?
In a super flex, I think he needs to be rostered.
So as your 3rd quarterback,
3rd or 2nd, depending where you're at.
you want to start him in your super
I'm just
flex.
saying if you can get him on the cheap is what I'm saying. There might be something where this can get
I'd
through.
rather go take Phil's boy Mike White.
Well, I don't
He is
think
my
he'll
boy.
actually be starting though.
I don't
If
care.
he's starting, I would take him.
So did Ivero go to the Panthers as just an assistant job?
Who?
The D coordinator from the Broncos. Who was the D coordinator?
I don't know. That's I
don't know.
You would know. You're the Broncos.
Well, I
fan.
just the Broncos had a solid defense last year. Why would the coordinator go somewhere?
Because they just got a new coach.
No, they just did everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Okay, Trent, would you rather have one of the rookie QBs or would you rather have Russell Wilson?
It depends on all placement and stuff. I might Oh, well, it's dynasty though, so I probably would want a rookie QB. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like I'm saying, a third round guy, you're probably not getting like a.
I just don't like. You couldn't pay me to roster.
I'm
Russell
not. Yeah, I'm
Wilson.
not saying Russ is good. I'm just saying a super flex. I think that this potentially
There has to be
could
20
okay.
other quarterbacks you'd rather have on your roster. Than
Trent's open but cautious, Jordan. That's what he's saying with Russell Wilson.
These dynasty leagues don't sleep. Like I'm always down for a trade in these.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what happens with Sean Payton? Also, the offense. I
Guys,
hate
Russell
to give him.
Wilson is not good. He is not good at football anymore.
This is his last chance. I'm giving him 2023.
That's what I'm saying too. I'm just saying like I'm willing to take a guy with his back
Seth,
against the wall.
that's your boy. You're willing to give him 2023?
I don't know. I ride the fence on this one.
He's not good.
Yeah,
He hasn't been good at football for the last 3 years.
True.
We'll call it 2, and he was injured for 1.
3 years.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. All I'm saying is
So like, what's
dynasty
going to
super
change?
flex.
What's going to change?
A coach could change him.
This will be his third coach.
And
since he started-
Javonte Williams might be better.
This will be his
Might
third
open
coach.
things
This will be
up.
his second coach. What are you talking about?
his third coach since he started being
Oh,
bad.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Like at some point, you just got to take it for what it is. He's not good anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope you draft all the Russell Wilson.
No, I'm not going to draft him. I'm just saying Superflex. I think there's a spot. Like I think you can find a spot.
I think I can find 20 quarterbacks I'd rather have over Russell Wilson.
Okay, so in that offense, though, I'm trying to think of maybe a mediocre quarterback. You wouldn't want a mediocre quarterback with that offense.
I don't want Russell Wilson.
No, but do you get what I'm saying though? With that offense and the weapons that he has, would you
What
take?
weapons does he have, Phil?
I don't know.
What weapons? You tell me what weapons he has.
Yeah, we're still riding the Jerry Jeudy potential train. Which potential's scary because it really isn't anything until it's something, right?
Yeah,
You guys, yeah. I've been saying this for like what Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, who else?
He's solid.
He's solid,
Corey's
but
solid. Yeah.
everyone's KJ Hamler. Who else are we forgetting?
Javonte.
Who's
You love
the,
Javonte Williams.
I do love Javonte.
What if he's a tight end?
No, I'm not going. I will
Do
not
it.
draft
Do it.
Coach O or not Coach O.
Dolchich, Greg
Dolchich.
Dolchich.
You're not going to give
Weird
him.
Al.
He's a weapon.
Like I actually think that Sean Payton helps Javonte.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
I mean,
saying
they
we're
ran the
talking
ball a
about
ton.
Javonte coming off an ACL.
Yeah. Anyhow, all right. I'm just simply asking. That's all I'm asking.
all right. New OCs, Jordan Eric Bieniemy to the Commanders. What do you think of that? You think it's just to get him a head coaching job, maybe potentially?
He must just be frustrated with the fact that he can't. No matter what he does in Kansas City, he's not going to get a head coaching job.
Well, yeah, and it's just he's not ever going to get the credit being Patrick Mahomes' OC, right?
Yeah.
And you think Kansas City's be way worse without Bieniemy?
No.
So yeah, that's why. So he's just trying to go prove himself. and-
Even though I think he has a big part, but at the end of the day, Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes, and Andy Reid is
that's
Andy
the pro-
Reid.
So it's just he feels like he's peaked there. and-
He's peaked, and he's not obviously. No, he basically can win. He can win a Super Bowl for the next 5 years in Kansas City as their OC, and probably not get a job.
well, and who are they bringing back? They're bringing back the old Bears guy, right? That's what they were. He was the front runner. I don't know if they've signed him. What's the guy's name? The guy who drafted.
Nagy.
Yeah, they're talking about bringing Nagy back.
Well, he
He's
was
the
there.
OC.
With,
yeah.
yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Familiar with Mahomes. Familiar with Andy Reid.
Yeah.
He was a Chargers coach for a while. Not Chargers, Bears coach for a while.
Yeah.
Bears coach. Yeah, it's interesting. Hopefully, I like Bieniemy. Hopefully, he gets. Hopefully, he does good with the Commanders and see who their quarterback is. So
Yeah,
he
it's
he
looking
got
like
there
it's-
early enough to where he can have his finger.
Yeah, it's Hal right now, right?
Yeah, Hal is what they talked about Hal, but I'm skeptical that Hal will actually be the guy.
What is it?
Why-
Why is it assistant head coach? I don't understand that.
Yeah, it's
title.
kind of a weird. It's like OC assistant
OC
head
assistant
coach.
head coach, just to make you feel a little better, more better about yourself.
So, okay.
Maybe a little bit more pay too.
I think it is more pay, but it's just a weird title.
It's like associate head coach, same thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got Saquon Barkley, contract year. Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is another dynasty super flex guy. I've been looking at. I don't know if anyone really wants to trade him right now.
Daniel Jones. Much rather have Daniel
Oh,
Jones.
I'd
than Russell
rather
Wilson.
have Daniel Jones too more, but I think you're going to spend a lot more to get him.
He's a free agent.
Yeah, but I don't think New York lets him go.
I don't
think
either.
they keep him. But I think that kind of does it for everything.
Sam Howell or Russell Wilson in a dynasty.
I think I'd go Sam Howell right now.
Just because.
So what? Why would you could probably get a Sam Howell for a 3rd round pick, maybe.
Maybe so. Yeah. No, he looked good against the Cowboys. There's not that much. Like, there's a lot of potential out there. I honestly, like, I'll throw 3rd rounders a lot for anything in dynasty leagues. Like, I just try to go fishing, man. You got to have your pole in the water.
Let's see here. Kirk Cousins or Russell Wilson?
Kurt.
Ryan Tannehill, Russell Wilson.
I might go Russ right there, especially without A.J. Brown in Tennessee. Like, I haven't seen enough from Tannehill to be like.
Stafford or Russell Wilson?
Stafford right now. But I don't know how he's going to be.
What it's gonna look like at the beginning
He should
of-
be good. Right now, I'd say Stafford.
Mac Jones, Russell Wilson.
I think I'd go Russell Wilson. But what about you? I know you don't like Mac Jones either.
I'm going Mac Jones.
Okay.
Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson.
I feel I almost put them in the same category.
They're equal.
But
But one's a lot younger.
yeah. So Dynasty, yeah, you'd probably go to Sean just off of age.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
Philip
There's no
Walker.
more that I'm seeing here that I think are worth
The question.
I just said Philip Walker.
Derek
but I
Carr.
was
How
gonna
about this
go
one?
for it.
Derek Carr or Russell Wilson?
If Derek Carr went to the Jets, I'd go Derek Carr.
What about you? Don't
If
know
he
where,
went to the
you don't know where he's
Saints,
going.
I think I'd go Russ.
Just you. What if you could trade for him? Because this is a time to trade for him.
Yeah, I did trade for him. I traded a 3rd round pick for
Yeah.
him.
So you could get. I'm taking Derek Carr for Russell.
Yeah,
Wilson.
so I threw a 3rd round. Was that to you, Seth? Did I trade a 3rd round pick for Derek Carr too?
I know. I don't have Derek.
No, I traded. Yeah, I did a Michi for a 3rd round pick, which I probably shouldn't have done that one.
Yeah, you were dumb for that one.
But anyways, let's get into some divas here, guys. I've been talking a lot about Russell Wilson. And
Probably too much.
Too much Russell Wilson.
That's kind of my fault, though, I think, a little bit.
Probably my fault too.
Yep.
Not Jordan's fault.
No.
Maybe Jordan's fault too.
Maybe my fault.
All right. So let's get some divas here of the week, guys. Almost forgot about this. Kind of did forget.
You
but-
did forget about
But
it.
Phil, you remembered. So
I remembered, yep.
Yeah, it's a big deal. So Phil, what's your diva of the week here?
All right, my diva of the week is, and it may be, I don't know if I can get as fiery as I do on some of these other divas, but my diva of the week is the recliner business. So I am currently, I think I've talked about this for a couple times, but I'm having my 4th child in March, and so I'm looking for a rocker recliner. Because I think those are important, right? It's kind of nice when you have a newborn, you like to rock them to bed. It's nice that if you're doing it like while sitting down, right? But the recliner business is absolutely terrible. Like if you do a decent amount of research, you see so many varying reviews. Like I don't know who runs it. I can't get as fired up as about that you do socks. Like I don't think it's nearly as, I can't get as fired up as you get about socks. And I
Yeah.
don't think I should. But like if you just had a child, like you should not have to like do a sit up to get the recliner to go down or to go up. And plus, when I'm using a recliner,
they have the electric ones.
they have the electric ones, but those break all the time. And also, like when I'm in a recliner, I want luxury. You know what I'm saying? Like an electric one is nice for the most part, but like it can't. It needs to be. I shouldn't have to do anything to make this thing work. I should just be able. Yeah, electric one is good, but I feel like there's so many malfunctions that occur on a recliner, like a recliner glider. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do
You have children. They would love those buttons.
Oh,
on the
my
electric
daughter! My
ones.
daughter
Yes, that's what
loves
I'm
the
s-
buttons. She loves them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Like all I'm saying is like I bought one and returned it because it just wasn't good. I put it together and I was like, you know what, this is like, it's not just the right, it was just a glider. It wasn't a recliner. But then I'm like, okay, maybe I want to get a recliner because when the baby falls asleep, like I just want to lay down and like just have the baby with me. I don't know. At Target, they only carry 1 or 2. I think in the same way that you test drive a vehicle, you should be able to test drive a.
If you go to the store and they have one on the floor, you can test drive.
Yeah, but at Target, I mean, I haven't gone to like Ashley's Furniture or anything like that. But I don't know. It's just, I don't like I don't like the furniture business.
Phil, it's an online problem in general. Like stuff online, like I don't like buying shoes online because you can't try them out.
Correct.
Well, what is this glider? I don't understand. What are you talking about?
You should probably just go to the furniture store.
What's
you
this
think of
glider thing?
So glider is just like a thing that kind of moves back and forth rather than, it's not like a complete, like a rocker. Like a rocker, you go back, like you're up and down.
Yeah,
up
I'm
and down.
looking at this. But why
Glider.
would you buy one of these?
It's just a little bit more relaxing when you have a kid. Like you're just holding them like that and you just kind of go back and forth.
So
Did you guys not know what I'm
I
talking
don't
about
know
here?
what you're talking about with the slide with the glider, but like I know what a hang glider is. I'm
Look at
scared to
there's a
death of them.
difference between a rocking chair and a glider.
I just don't know why you just don't get a recliner.
That's the other thing is like they're so like I would if you polled 10 people who just recently bought a recliner, I would say 8 out of 10 would be disappointed in their purchase and wish they would have got something else.
Why?
Because it's just you can't test drive it enough. You have limited options. If you go to a furniture store, the rocking chairs are in very limited supply. When I think those are probably the most luxurious forms of furniture that you can have at your
Why
home.
would you want a rocking chair?
I like the rocking chair, but you need a footstool.
You need or the thing that goes up.
I think you need a rocking chair with a footstool, probably a good pillow to sit.
You know, Phil, you can get good recliners if you go to this thing called a Facebook Marketplace.
The rocker's arched legs create a swaying motion and typically a stronger movement, while a glider is stationary. So there you go, Jordan.
Why don't you just get a recliner?
It's just I don't know. I don't know. I mean, they're probably
Go on
heavier to
Facebook-
carry up the
go
stairs
on
too, and I have a
Facebook
2-story
Marketplace.
house.
Are you put this thing upstairs?
I wanted to put it in the baby
You
room.
gonna have the UPS guy help you carry up the stairs?
All right,
With that back.
we don't know. You know, I'll just tell it quickly. So, I bought a bunk bed for my daughters, and
wait. If you have Phil on like a high level of like if you look at him and like, yeah, that's a man. Like
I'm
just turn this off right now.
I'm pretty
'cause
high level in terms of masculinity. I'll say that. Like I'm like you look at me and you're like, yeah, that guy could rope a cow. You know, like that's the type of things that you think about me. Like build a great fence.
Nobody with high levels of masculinity says that about themselves. So
He could rope a cow, but his feet can't reach the.
I don't know what's going on here. Like,
All right.
Tell the story. I'm sorry.
So I bought bunk beds. And I asked they get to my house. I asked my father, I'm like, hey, can you help me carry this up the thing?
Your father or your father-in-law?
Father-in-law.
Okay.
I asked him first. So he happened to be at my house. He doesn't live in this state, but I'm like, hey, do you want to help me up? So he tries and lifts it with me. And he's like, Phil, that thing's way too heavy. You need to take that piece by piece. And I'm like, you're crazy. I'm never going to do that. And so I called my dad, and my dad's like, yeah, like I can come. Or some reason or another, he couldn't come for a couple of days. So I'm like, all right. So I'm like, I'm just going to open this thing up and see what the pieces look like and then tape it back together and carry it. Because I wanted to make sure before I got it all the way up to the top that there were no broken pieces. Because I've had that before when I order
I
something.
happen that all the time.
Yeah, so it happens often. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to open this thing up and see. So I take a look, I open it, and there's like a couple boards that are broken. And I'm like, okay, I had to drag it into my garage. I actually didn't drag it. I pushed it into my garage, which is embarrassing because my street is on a pretty public road, or my house is on a pretty public road. So I had to push this thing into my garage. I felt like such a weakling. So I'm like, I open this thing up, it's broken. And I'm like, oh, hey, I told my wife, please ask for a refund and we'll get a new one and we switch this one out. Cool. So the UPS guy gets here and I'm like, it's on a Saturday or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay. So I go to the door. I'm like, hey, man, just give me a second. Let me put some shoes on so I can help you pull this thing out. So I open up the garage, put some shoes out, and the guy is literally lifting it over his shoulder and carrying it to the truck. And my wife's like, I thought you said that thing was heavy.
This UPS driver is like 5'1", and like 112 pounds.
He basically just picks this thing up and carries it to the thing. I was so embarrassed. I just basically took my shoes off and laid down on the couch. I wanted to have an Aaron Rodgers darkness retreat after that. I was so embarrassed. I was like, I couldn't lift this thing up the stairs. I couldn't move it. I was just like, this is so embarrassing.
What was sad is you had two men, and both you were like, yeah, it is too heavy.
It was super, yeah. And my father-in-law doesn't listen, so I can say it. All right, Trent, go.
all
Anyhow,
right.
furniture business is my diva.
All right. Well, I got
You got electrocuted.
I got lectured. Well, actually, yeah. No, my daughter, I push her down the slide, at the park and stuff. You do get electrocuted a lot. You forget about that. The slide. Remember as a kid? You go to
the shock.
Yeah. You get shocked all the time now, daily now. But
you got lectured.
Yeah, by my wife, because I said that cramps are my diva of the week, and she said a diva is like a person. You can't call
objects, muscles.
divas, even though I was like, no, it was good. It worked, And she's like, no, that's not. Yeah. Anyways, and then she gave me notes to share what a diva is, because my notes apparently aren't good enough. Said a diva, a self-important person who is temperamental and difficult to please. That's what she sent me.
Yeah.
But basically, this whole week I've been just like, oh, that's a diva. So things she said about me, people that don't read directions, like that's something. Like I've been sick, like I said, and I said like, hey, you think I can take a Tylenol before the pod, then take a Tylenol PM after the pod? She said, I don't know, maybe you should read the directions. So anyways, she's right. But that's just what I've had to go against.
Put up with.
Yeah, just because I don't know what a diva is apparently. So this week I'm going to go with people that park too close to you in a parking lot. That's my diva of the week.
That's a good one.
When you park within the lines and they get right on you, then you get back from the store, you can't get back in. Or what's happened to me recently was I was able to get in the car, but the person who parked on the other side, I wasn't able to get my daughter's car seat into the car. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So that's where it's more. So the people who just park too close, maybe not in the lines, you could even say the guy that thinks he has a really nice car. Okay, it probably is a nice car. So that means he's going to take 2 parking spots.
Ooh, that's bad.
That's the
It's
absolute
so
worst.
annoying.
You know what I'm talking about? The double parker.
Yeah.
I also think
especially in a full parking lot.
Yes,
that's
like we
annoying.
see a full
Like, it
parking
makes you want to
store.
spit on your car.
Yeah. That's violent.
Or-
and
I don't care. That's so annoying.
What about when you
Seth has beef with parking
Yeah.
lots.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Remember last week?
I've beef with it right now, but I'm waiting till Trent's done.
Oh, okay.
And another one though,
More.
what about when you're driving and then you see there's an open spot, parking lot's full, and there's a motorcycle parked there.
Yeah.
That also bugs me too. I know
That's
they're
not a
allowed to do that.
diva.
Yeah, but it's just like,
You got your hopes up. you know?
Yeah, playing with my emotions.
Yeah.
But yeah, so people who park too close, that's my diva of the week, or people just bad parkers, I guess would be the right thing.
That's a good one. I think that's a really good one because anyone can be a bad parker.
Yeah, and it's just everybody's so, it's all about them, they're texting or whatever. But then you look at it and you're like, I don't know how you got out of your car. Like, did you go get out of the passenger side?
Yeah.
But I don't know. But yeah, bad parkers,
Bad parkers.
diva of the week. I think,
And you see them every day.
You see them every day. Yeah, see them every day, everywhere. But the double parker, there's a special place for them. Those guys are the worst. The guys that take the 2 spots.
And there's some people you can't even be mad at because you're like, I don't think you realize how bad you parked. Like I was at
a ticket is what it is. If a cop saw that, he's putting a ticket on your car.
Yeah.
I've thought about walking around with those fake tickets and just putting them on people's windshields sometimes. The ones that say
Trent, I'm
this is a
gonna be honest with you,
violation.
that's a bad idea.
This is a violation for being
That's
a
how
jerk.
you get arrested for impersonating a cop.
Or
No, but they're
someone
fake.
punches you in the
I know, but
face.
that's impersonating.
Arrested for impersonating a cop. Seriously? I'm dressed
No one
in
would
street
guess
clothes
that you're
just
a cop.
I'm wearing those things are the best.
He's wearing Daisy Dukes, putting tickets on cars. Cut off jean shorts. Like the guy's not a cop. He's not impersonating a cop.
Crop top.
Seth.
And there's the line. All right, Jordan, what do you got?
Let's just remove that whole segment.
I'm gonna go with my diva. So I've actually the NBA All-Star game's kind of always been my favorite All-Star game.
You still like it?
Yeah, I really enjoy it for the most part. But my diva is the NBA this year for what they did with the All-Star game. They absolutely butchered it. First of all, they did draft, and I thought the drafting was gonna be kind of cool. They're gonna draft them like street style, like pickup game style, at the park. Well, then they don't want to have a last pick because they don't want to hurt people's feelings, so they decide to do the reserves first and the starters second.
Yeah, that seems weird to me.
It's just weird. Like, who cares if you hurt someone's feelings? Like, they're the 20th best player in the world. Their feelings aren't going to get hurt.
Yeah.
You
Like,
know?
how
That's
long-
really weird.
Yeah, did that hurt
Yeah.
your feelings when you used to get picked last?
I knew you were gonna say that. Oh man.
But I don't know. There's that.
It's like you're getting paid to play this game. Like,
Yeah, and then also, I'll be honest, this was
You're so dumb.
this was the worst All-Star game
Really?
in a while.
Yeah, it is
What was-
basketball.
What was the final score? Was it like
It was like 180. The target score was 182, so like 182 to like 170 something. But like the last few years, they've done this thing where they do this target score. So where they do 24 points from the start of the third. So in the fourth quarter, they just had to score 24 points to win.
okay?
So it's the team. So say they have like 150 points at the start of the fourth quarter. The team in first, they got to get to 174. So it's first team 174 wins. Well, the last few years, it's been really good because the fourth quarter's been like really fun because like they'll get it really close and they're competing because they want to do for charity or whatever. And it's like really competitive defensively.
Okay.
This year was the worst. We got guys shooting half court shots to end the game. Like, just, I don't know. It's kind of a joke. So I don't know.
I don't understand that model. What do you mean? I don't. We
Explain it
probably
to him like
spending
he's
too
12.
much. Too much. They have to score 100. The target.
So whatever, the target score is 24s. So the team that's in first, whoever's winning at the end of the third quarter has to score 20. Whatever the score
24
is,
more points.
24 more points. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
And then the team losing has to
get
Has
there
to
first. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's been really good. Like I kept waiting. I'm like, oh, the fourth quarter is always pretty good, because I enjoy when those NBA players, the best NBA players in the world, actually play defense and guard each other and like competitive. It's pretty fun to watch. But like the fourth quarter, it just never got serious.
What do you think about the dunk contest? You think that dunk was pretty good? The guy did.
Yeah, no, yeah. But again, like it's diva-ish because it's like Mac McClung's in the G League. Like
Yeah.
Jericho Sims, like most casual basketball fans don't even know who those people are.
Yeah. I didn't know who they were.
Yeah, people know who Mac McClung is because he was like a YouTube star, like social media star in high school. But like, it's just the guys there aren't entertaining. Like it's entertaining, but there's not big names.
Yeah.
I don't know. NBA All Star Weekend was just kind of diva-ish for me.
I think that's a good one, Jordan. I think
DK
that's really-
played in the celebrity.
He did play in the celebrity. He got MVP.
had a big dunk.
And then he got randomly selected for a testing. I don't know if you saw that.
I saw that.
He
I
made that
knew-
jump was crazy.
I don't know if the jump was real.
No, that is real.
I heard it wasn't real, but I don't know.
It looked like he like climbed a ladder, and do you know what I'm saying? Like in air, it was nuts. I think it's an optical illusion, or there's editing.
Probably
I
an
don't-
optical illusion.
It's optical illusion or editing.
Still, he jumps really high.
He jumps really high.
All right. Seth, what's your diva of the
So
week?
my diva has to do with yours, Trent. So I went on a date with my wife last night. So that would
Nice.
and I'm going to park in this parking lot. This parking lot's always full. It's right off a busy street in Fresno. And there's one spot right next to the restaurant, and I'm psyched, because that never happens, that parking lot. I usually have to end up parking in the dirt lot in the back where, like, the new development is because it's always full. And there's this guy who's on the line. On the line. He's sitting in his car on the line, just on his phone. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to back in and pull in there. And so I give my wife more room on the other side to the car next to me. This guy's parking on the line, and he has a planter next to him. So he could have parked a lot closer and had his wheels touching the planter, right? Because he's got more room. But anyways, he's backed in on the line. And it's like, you know what? And I got my big car, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm backing in right here, and I'll squeeze out. And I'm like squeezing out, and he's looking at me funny, like, oh, really? You're parking this close to me as I'm getting out, like trying to weasel out. And I'm just like staring at him, like, why are you looking at me? You park terribly. This is an open parking spot I'm parking this close to you because you park
poorly.
bad. And he's just staring at me, and I just get out, and I'm like, I just make eye contact with him for a solid 3 seconds. Like, why are you staring at me? Anyways,
He probably knew you were on
it
the
made
dudes.
me angry because one, it was the only spot.
I pray that wasn't one of our listeners.
I pray it was. So, yeah, and I never lose a staring contest. So you're staring at me, and I will stare back at you, and I'll make sure you look away first. Because he was definitely giving me a weird look, like, why are you parking so close? Because
You
I don't
sure
think
your
he
zipper
realized.
wasn't down or something?
No, I don't think the guy realized how bad he parked.
Yeah.
But it was annoying because I'm like, you're sitting in your car, you're not moving, like.
So
I
then
don't
you
know.
had to get out on his side, though, right?
Yeah, because I backed in too.
Yeah,
Because it's
yeah.
easier to back in, and I had to like legit like suck in to like get out of my car so I didn't hit his car, and I didn't hit it.
Did you do that for the theatrics? Like you could have slid out of on your wife's side.
No, I'm not climbing over the center console to do that.
So you did it
Heck
for
no.
theatrics.
Oh yeah, I got out and he was staring at me, and I'm like, I'm getting out of my car. Why are you staring at me?
I'll be honest though, like I've been to that
I think he
McDonald's
thought I was-
before, and it's pretty busy.
I think he thought I was gonna hit his car, and I wasn't going to, even though it was very close. Anyways, it was just annoying because I'm like, it's the only parking spot. You parked on the line, and now you're staring at me because I got so close to your car.
What kind of car did he drive?
It was like a smaller SUV.
Was your wife encouraging you during this whole thing, or
she's like, a spot, and she's like, wow, this is actually tight because the guy made a terrible parking job, and I said, yeah, I don't care.
You should
then you did it. You made it happen.
You should have your wife get out and like direct you like to park, just to make it more obvious that the guy parked bad.
I don't know, but he would
Just
just
yelling. He's right on the line.
the look he gave me was just so annoying.
Yeah.
It was like almost like a disgusted stare, and I just stared back at him like, what?
You should have kicked his bumper.
I should have just
Have you ever done that before?
Hey, here's the
my own truck.
That's an itch. Anyways, well, I thought Seth was going to say is he was going to go to back up, and he was going to get out and have his wife back up the car. I thought that's what the deep was saying, but no, it wasn't. All right. Well, I think that does it for our divas, guys. Sorry we forgot about this. Had to come back and edit it back in the right spot, but yeah. So a slow time. Don't miss our free agent preview next week. We'll have some NFL free agents, free agencies around the corner, kind of talk about that a little bit more. But thanks for tuning in as always, and take care.
This has been another episode of the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast. Remember to rate, review, and follow. For more information, go to www.thefantasyfootballdudes.com. And remember, we are sorry for absolutely nothing.